You know what is scary, people? We can't rush to things. We just can't rush to things, of course, right? Yet it's still scary when we start to see it over and over again. That's just over and over. It's crafted, you know what I'm saying? It's crafted just over and over again. And eventually, that's all it needs, you know? But like, look at this. Yeah, I know. Is this a surprise? This is Goat Simulator. This is Goat Simulator. Look at this. I had to see enough of stuff, right? So normally we'd pay attention to, you know, like leg and foot. Okay. But look at this. See the space in between here? Now, seeing clothing items, it's just a thing of video games. They just don't want us to see the clothing items. You know, there's certain things they don't want us to see, right? Look at the cutout of this. Isn't that crazy? So there's so many crazy thoughts. Even this has a cutout of where a clothing item could be. Okay? So that's that. But like now, see, it only gets creepy when you just have just stuff happening again, right? Again. Well, of course you have that. Okay, so that's something you have. But when you like look in the sky, this one's a crazy one. See this one? See the fogs, the clouds. We even got a straight line. Gosh dang it. That one's it's crazy. Different colors, you know what I'm saying? So different colors, just different colors of things, right? Now, this is how I get you hyped. You know, this is how I make like a crazy good video. Okay, watch this. Okay, so watch this. There's just a lot of things to think about. Of course, we have connection somewhere. Somewhere we have connection. Yeah. Okay. We have connection. We have Walking Dead. We have. You see what I'm saying? We have multiple things right now. It's just there's too much excitement. But Diaboros, of course. Is it Diaboros underwear? I don't know what to say about that. Do you know what I should say about Diaboros underwear? I have no idea. Diaboros underwear. Get what I'm saying? Diaboros underwear. As a male, I think yellow underwear. Let me try and think of this. As a male, yellow underwear. Female, there is a tradition with that yellow underwear concept. But maybe that's what that is, okay? So maybe just that. Maybe it's that, right? Maybe that's the thing. Creature, Creature's not gonna most likely like have like a full blatant thing in Goat Simulator, okay? But see this thing right here, right? Good. The crazy part of Tomb Raider, you know, Banjo-Kazooie, Tomb Raider, because Banjo-Kazooie is the movement of this. But Tomb Raider, yeah, it's nuts, dude. A lot of things are nuts. Even the angle is kind of giving you like a little bit of, you know, I'm not too comfy right now, you know, like just a little bit of that, right? Okay. The effects, right? We got the effects. So anybody that would look at an effect of that, you know, that would look at an effect of this right here. Oh, gee. Cheetos, man. I can't curse, but Cheetos. Cheetos. Split line ideas. Split line. Split line is a secret. Okay, so split line is this secret. So there's always this idea that you're thinking of it. And the reason you're thinking of it, too, is there's games like, you know, Super Lucky Tail with hot dogs, right? And hot dogs, what do they put on it? What are the two components they put on it? They put ketchup. You know, on a hot dog, you'll put ketchup and mustard. Yeah. Okay. So there's so many crazy things that go on. Okay, that's a lot of crazy things. That's enough that gets us to where we're just like, you know, just stuff after stuff. Even this one. See this one over here? I've been talking about this one. The reason I talked about that one is because a structure, if you were to build the structure of a female, okay, or big man, this even kind of feels like this up here. This feels like they have an idea behind big man. But like if you're to build that structure, okay, if you're to build the structure of nipples, okay, or like boobs, or like the idea behind that, you can literally, with game design, you can literally, that's probably one of the things that game design can do so well, is it can easily just make certain types of nipples that are on boobs, right? Okay. I often always use this principle too when it thinks about the melons. Okay, see down here. Where's this? Hold on a second with this. Because remember, mythology, right? Mythology paintings. See that? So they're probably talking about mythology, layers. Different females. How paintings go. How with paintings they do stuff like that. They're even showing a simple design up here. See this plant on this, the thorn on this plant? So the thorn on this plant, how this thorn on the plant can make a leg. Okay, so they're showing like a simple idea there. Now, straight lines that's the whole thing behind straight lines. See, once again, we're seeing another hole. Okay, so we're seeing another hole. The straight lines not being, so for Goat Simulator 3, we actually have to pay attention. See what I'm saying? That's the thing. We have to pay attention. And we have blend. We have a little bit of an idea of blend over here, okay? So imagine like all these companies that are making a lot of money, okay? So this is another thing you got to imagine. They're making a lot of money and they're working together. You know what I'm saying? They're making a ton of money, but they're all working together. This kind of creeps me out right here. See this one right here? This one creeps me out a little bit because it just gets my thinking going. It just gets my thinking. We've seen like this commonly, so we've seen this just commonly. But what this gets me to thinking about is the background. You know what I'm saying? Like background stuff. So anytime like an environment has like backgrounds. Now this also here could give us another idea of stub. To see stub, okay, you get what I'm saying? To see stub in full is the goal. That's a huge goal. There's a huge goal to be like, I want to see stub with, the stuff that's around stub. That's what a whole goal is behind it. Okay, so we take all this, now we lift it up, right? Oh gosh. So we lift it up. Lift it up again. Oh, see this right here. Do you see this? Yeah. Yep. With this stuff in the air, right? The motion's good. The movement of this motion is good. So the movement of the motion is good. We have to, whenever we see scary stuff like this, we have to have a hole. Okay, we have to have these holes that you can so we have to have that too. So of course we can pay attention to this. That looks like, even that looks like that could be shorts or something, that could be like right here. So we have to pay attention to that. That's the thing. We have to pay attention to stuff like that. Here's a thin line example. See that? That's another example of this connection stuff. That's just an example of the ideas that they could do with connection. Also, that's probably where the idea of warped came. So the idea of warped was like if they could warp objects and they could make objects fade, because they even have up here like an object kind of like fading to where you can see the other thing in the background. The whole idea behind warped is that they could make stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they could take a line. I like the visual of that. See in the background of that? That's a creepy visual. That visual right there is pretty creepy. So, okay, there's hints, there's hints, there's hints, there's hints. You know what I'm saying? There's hints again. That feels like a human limb. See that right there? Those two feel like human limbs. Okay. So there's that. And then once we get all that in, all that effect in, now we're going to lift this up again. We're going to get to the confusing part. The confusing part's crazy. Okay. So here's the confusing part. Notice the walking. Isn't the walking crazy? Yeah, the walking is very crazy. Okay, so they always have different ideas, though, so you can't just like jump to a conclusion with the goats walking, but you can get kind of, an idea that something's going on. Okay, now we go up to the box. This is the crazy part. Gonna go right, left, right, left, right, left. And we just have, like, even though it's not certain, even though it's not like to 100%, we have to have the idea in our head that when we look at this box, that there's something behind this box. Okay, for one, we know it says stork. It says storage, right? It has a whole entire number code. It has a controversial code that's being covered up with the plant, as we can see. Yep. 1-3. See, and we got 1-3-2, 1-2-3, it's kind of stuff like that. It's talking about certain things, Here's showing how a letter can make, like, because we know that wander, what's wander known for? Taking a knee and praying to save, This is what's creepy about this. Isn't that creepy? It's just it's so creepy because we can't really, okay, this is what makes it creepy too. We can look at this design, okay? This one right here, see this design? Straight lines are always creepy. I'm telling you, straight lines are always creepy. Straight lines they're dominant. You got to think about things that could be done with a straight line, okay? Things that can be done with a straight line is clothing, right? Clothing, fabric, all kinds of ideas, right? So there's always something dominant to it. Then you got this corner piece right here, because this is now corner is a thing to get anybody angry. Anytime you talk about an idea of corner, that's enough to anger anybody. You know what I mean? Any idea of corner, okay? That's most likely why we're in this area and we're like looking up in the sky. See, we're looking up at the sky right here, and this is the thing. This is the thing about sky. Sky has like this. It has this little projection. See, look at the tree. Look at the tree. The tree's a little creepy too, but that's the idea that goes behind sky. Okay, the whole idea behind sky is they could put things in video games you couldn't even imagine. You know what I'm saying? That they can put things you can't imagine, and they could either make it big, right? Or they can make it small. It's their choice if they want to make it big or small. As a fan of Ray, when I try to tell you guys about Ray, as a fan of Ray, I think this could even be something. See this right here? This could really be something. This could actually be something good because as a fan of Ray, I'm getting just a little bit hint of Ray. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting hints of Ray. That's pretty good for a video game to even, attempt or try and do something like that. And, whenever I say hints of Ray, look what's right around. You see that? So it's good. That looks like an implication too. Like implications are very creepy. They're old paintings, they're history paintings. There's all kinds of things that go into what an implication is. This up here, see how now we want the real effect of fire, so we're not gonna jump into flamethrower, you know what I'm saying? So we want the real effect of fire. But it's kind of nice to know that we're getting ideas. We're getting ideas of what kind of fire. So we're getting some ideas. But see, that's what this is creepy. Creepy is that this box right here. What could this box be talking about? That's what makes this box creepy. Well, of course, this box could be talking about a lot of creepy things. One, it could be talking about shapes, right? It could simply be talking about shapes that we really want to pay attention to, So this could be about shapes. This could be about shapes of designs, So this could be a designs. That's why we are actually paying attention to this box. Okay. And it's crazy that I find that really crazy to have the idea of paying attention to box. This plant even here, see this plant right here, even how this plant's like glitched into the ground, that's still a little odd. You know what I mean? That's a little odd. And they can make it have different movement. So you get what I'm saying? They can make it have different movement and all kinds of things because they really don't want people to know about the other thing that they would be doing with it, you know? So they could, but they have a little bit of a feel with this plant right here being glitched in. Okay. That's what's crazy right now is I think there's even this moment right here. Watch this. This moment's a crazy one too. I almost like there is this right here. There's a rub right here, but there is this moment right here that makes that rub is crazy because there are some females. Okay, there are some females that only a certain female with a certain pair of legs can pull off that position. So there is a little talk going on right here with that. So there is a little talk going on there. But this is where the video gets even creepy. I want to end this video. See what I'm saying? I want to end this video and then this is what you've watched. And that makes sense. The reason I want to end it like right here is it's just like there's the stuff. There's the feeling of you being like, what the heck is you know, that's the feeling we want. The feeling we want is what the crap is this? Because Goat Simulator is supposed to be a funny game. And that's what Goat Simulator is supposed to be. It's supposed to be a funny game. We're not supposed to be like having a moment where we're like, what the crap is this? This game is crazy too, because look, it's almost like right here, like they're getting the exact spot for Sonic Colors. See, that's like almost the exact grass item for Sonic Colors. And we got, what can you play on Xbox also? You can play Sonic Colors Ultimate. Okay. So you could and before you buy the game, you'll be looking at the trailer and then you'll see that plant. Now, all that, see, this is what I mean. You don't want to stop. You know what I'm saying? When it's so scary and you don't know what it is or whatever it is, that's what people do. Whenever we get into these video game secrets or whatever they are, you know, like whatever moment when we're playing the game or we're paying attention to the video game or we're trying to break down icebergs or trying to figure out the game, right? Once we get to these secrets, we're like, oh my gosh, because it makes us a little mad because we're taking we're taking the length. You know what I'm saying? The length. We don't know how far the length is going to really go because the length can go far and far and far. And this over here, see over here, as silly as this looks, look at that. Different color bases. I like to cut this off so I get you a little bit of an idea. So there's always a thought behind this. Why is it like that? Like that little shape. See that shape right there? So there's a thought behind that. And that's why we got this piece of grass doing its thing. Thin. When I was researching Thin, okay, there was a whole drive behind me researching Thin, you know? Because I was like, okay, if I could research Thin, maybe I can find something, you know. I have to research Thin again and again. That way I'm looking at a thin line and I'm seeing what different things it's doing. The perverted one's always the creepy one, and that's the one I pay attention to. See this thin line right here? I pay attention to the creepy one because humans, we share this thing called seam, and that's the thing that all humans share. They have a seam. They have a leg. They have all kinds of details. Sometimes you gotta be like, not even, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you be like, I don't know if I have enough patience. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I have enough patience to like look at the exact one. See, that's the thing. That's why I was trying to tell you about only certain females, right? When I was saying that, when I said only certain females with certain legs can, bring the emotion that is out of there. And the crazy part is rather than just looking at the smirk, okay? So rather than looking at the smirk or the smile or the thing they're used to seeing, if you can add a female's leg, and then you could think about a female's butt, and then you can think about the ideas behind a female, right? Then you can finally get to the name. See what I'm saying? You can finally get to the name, but it's really hard to get to because it's the developer. You know what I'm saying? It's the developer, but the developer is always finding like a certain name to talk about. You know, whatever name it be. It's this one right here. See this one right here? Okay, this one, dude. We just know it looks creepy. It looks like a mouth with a leg hanging out of a mouth. We see this right up here. But you know what's crazy about this? What's actually crazy about this? All this idea behind this and all this is this a new idea? You know what I'm saying? That's a crazy part. Is this a new idea? And it has a little bit of a feel for me, when it comes to me, it has a little bit of a feel of an idea. This stuff is so creepy, guys. I have no idea how to tell you or why this stuff is so creepy, but look at this. See this little idea right here? Look at that one. I'm going to zoom on it so you can know what I'm trying to say. See? That's crazy, isn't it? That's so crazy. That's the thing too. They get, as game companies go on or whatever, they get the idea where they can re-edition, you know what I'm saying? So they can take something that was old that they were making with suckers, because that's a sucker right there. So they could take old ideas that they had with sucker, re-edition it, you know what I mean? Like render, resurface it, take that object. Okay, so take that object, take an old concept they have and render it a little bit. You know what I mean? Take like an old concept, render, maybe make something different to it, So yes, at the same time as there's old things, there's also just new things. There's old things and new things. And that's how they make the universe so big with the secrets. The whole entire world of the secrets is big by that. You could literally take a same object. That's a common thing that you see by me. You could take a same object, or you could take another object, and you can keep on going with it. This is messed up. I can't even accept how messed up this is. You know what I'm saying? It's so messed up, it's hard for me to accept this. But look at this. This is a square. We had the Ico thing. Okay, so we had the Ico thing. We have the Ico thing going on right here, right? But you know what's absurd? This is the absurd part. Is that look at this line splitting in between the square. It's a shape that's getting a lot as you go down. See, it's trying to show you something. As it goes down, it's stretching. It's stretching. It's stretching. We know a lot of creepy things in this world stretch. So it's stretching. It's stretching. What do you have? You have a toy. You have toys that you can purchase and they stretch. And you're wondering, why is that toy so expensive? Well, it's a stretchy toy. See, so now it's expensive. That's the thing they're trying to get you see, not even like me talking, because me talking is me talking, right? But they're trying to get you to see that when you purchase a product now, or if you purchase any product, there's a whole actual idea behind it. It's not me. It's not me, the guy that's speaking right now. It's not me, the guy that's speaking. It's the products that they all made, because they made Play-Doh, right? They made a ton of things that could stretch. They made ideas where you would cook stuff, like you could make product, cook stuff in your oven, and make little figurines, right? So there's a whole entire thing, and that's why your product, you get like an old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle that's stretchy, right? Like the stretchy turtle, and it costs a lot of money. It costs, it can range into like a lot. It makes sense too, if you were to honestly ask me, like overall, not just the stuff that I tell you, but it makes sense. And the reason it makes sense that they do that to you, okay? So the reason they do that to you is like, when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was a thing, when they first began Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course there was the rated M comics, but there's also with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as they just had to. I just don't know what they were thinking when they were thinking of this. They were going pretty deep into this, but this is the thing that you run into. This is what a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans understand and they think about. Okay, so what came around Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were what? Super Nintendo games. They were arcade games and they were Super Nintendo games, right? So what came around that? Shin Megami Tensei. What kind of controversial Shin Megami Tensei character did they make? They made a human cat. See what I'm saying? They made a human cat with dual katanas. Who has dual katanas? Leonardo. So Leonardo has dual katanas. See, they added two different products together. That was a common thing that many people could kind of get an idea behind. You know, they had an idea behind that. And it's crazy that oh man, this crazy one is it was carried on. See what I'm saying? Rather than the project going away or there being like a new project, it was carried on. And you're like, how the heck was it carried on? Xenoblade X. Because guess what you could do in Xenoblade X that's pretty crazy. You know what's crazy that you do? If you get far enough in Xenoblade X, you get to go to the ship of aliens. Yes, you get to go to a ship with aliens. And what do you get to see? That the ship of aliens have a request for you. And what's their request? Pizza. See what I'm saying? So the aliens have a request, and their request is for the quest is to go and get them pizza. So they have a whole thing, and then the cats. We all know that Xenoblade has a whole entire race of cats. They have human cats. They have a whole entire race of human cats. A whole planet idea of human cats. So they have a whole idea behind that. That thing goes deep too, because that's PC gamers. You know, it's not just the Xenoblade angle. It's also like the PC gamer, the clans, the classes. So the classes, the clans. So they've made something that, rather than being something tiny, you know, because you can make something that's tiny, but they've taken something that's tiny and they've made it big.